video. This is another one that has been used quite a lot in my videos here. But this one is extremely simple, group play oriented. There is a mythic variant that I tried. It was okay, but timing was off. The timing could not be synced perfectly like the non-mythic version. And plus, the gear and the timing of skills just did not line up properly like they should have. But we'll get into the boosted stats. Okay. That is a flex stat, but boosted stats. 5.7k spell damage without ult. 6.4k spell damage. 26k pen, almost 20k resist, 23k crit, 3200 mag, and 2900 health. 30 points into magicka, 34 points into health, or you can go a little higher mag, a little less health, but this is a good balance. Okay, so you can already see what one of the sets is. Dark Convergence. This, paired with the Templar, is extremely well. Works extremely good. And yes, I have too many pieces on the back bar, but any resto staff is fine. Preferably the Maelstrom resto would be best. But this is what I had on hand, and I'm still trying to get the Maelstrom resto staff. Otherwise, any resto staff with a max mag boost would be preferred. The main damage set, Vicious Death. Yes! Now I've seen other people with Templars use Plague Break, but that's more of a solo thing. For my personal preference, I prefer Vicious Death. It's much better for group play, because, well, the Necro, while it has the finishing potential on bombs, the Templar, paired with the Necro in groups, is much better than solo. You can get, well, at least with the Necro, having a Templar with you assures that if you're both running Vicious Death, one of you will get the Vicious Death proc. The monster set, I run with Balorgs, though Magma Incarnate or Grothdar works really well, but I prefer Balorgs. Mainly because we're going for higher ultis rather than sweeps. We're mainly going for Solar Prison or Shooting Star. Skills. This is a no-brainer. Inner Light. We're using it for the max magicka. The weapon and spell crit doesn't matter. Camo Hunter, we're using that for the minor berserk. Volcanic Rune. This is what we will what we'll use to mainly proc our Dark Convergence. It alone, it goes on the ground, and if an enemy walks into it, they'll shoot up into the air, stunning them. However, with Dark Convergence, it'll pull them in, it'll do the burst of damage on top of the Dark Convergence damage. Next, Puncturing Sweep. This is our main spammable. It hits all the enemies and reduces their movement speed. Does a little cone in front of you. And it hits everyone within the radius of that rune. And it also heals for 40% of the damage done. You stack 10 or 12 people and that's a lot of healing, even in PvP. Next, this is different to what I used to run. Whirling Blades as an execute. You can run the other version, but the execute is much better. It is an AoE based execute that deals a crap ton of damage. And one of the videos that I posted, I believe I saw Whirling Blades execute for upwards of 12k. Our main ult, well, main and passive ult. This can be swapped around as well to Shooting Star or Solar Prison. Or even Dawnbreaker, but I don't have Dawnbreaker unlocked. But Crescent Sweep. Everyone that's hit inside the rune when you use your Dark Convergence, the damage racks up. It goes up, what's that, 60%? And that's mainly right in front of you. They'll be hit for 60% more. Or you can use the other version for Major Empower, and I think it does. Every enemy hit by it increases the damage done, but I'm not entirely sure. Back bar, Channeled Acceleration, obviously. This is the Psijic skill line. Rune Focus. And you want to try and fight in your rune as much as possible, because it gives you a nice heal over time and keeps you topped up on your magicka as long as you're in the rune. Though you can be outside the rune to get the magicka back. Living Dark, this is a flex slot. Here you can run Solar Barrage for Empower, which is what I prefer to do. Or go with the max damage variant and run Degeneration. But Solar Barrage is normally what you want. Obviously, because this skill is so broken in PvP right now. Radiant Regeneration. And then obviously Breath of Life. You can run the other one to get magicka back, but this heal is stronger. And Solar Prison. But yeah, that's the build. For consumables. Oh, this is the wrong one, but it's just the one I had on hand. I forgot to grab the purple one out of the bank. Consumables, Tri-Stats, or Spell Power, or Invis Pots all work. The food, max stat food. You can run max stat recovery food, but this is just better. Or even Tri-Stats if you're feeling, well, if you have an Emp buff, Tri-Stats, but non-Emp buff, max health, max mag. But yep, that's the build. Champion. These are just really simple. Occult, Overlord, Fighting Aura. Occult you can swap out for Fighting Finesse. Then Resilience and Ironclad. This one's Red Tree's all preference. Siphoning Spells, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. And Refreshing Stride. I need to get that topped up, but that's preferably what y'all want to use. But, yep, that's it for the build. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.